do you live in the state of Maine, and or do you own an antique vehicle in the state of Maine or plan to register one? If that's the case, listen up, because there's been some major changes to the Maine antique vehicle law. And I have them right here and I'm going to discuss it. So, a couple things. I'm not here to spread hate and discontent about Maine or its lawmakers, but there's some major changes that are coming to the Maine antique vehicle registration process. And a lot of people, in fact, pretty much all the people that I reached out to about this had no idea that this was coming. This wasn't like something we saw on a ballot. This wasn't something that was broadcasted. It is just happening. So I'm going to discuss here what I know and who it is going to affect and what changes are taking place. So a little bit of background on myself here. I have this beautiful 2000 model Volvo S70. It's a car that I don't use very, very frequently, but it's more of a hobbyist type car. And the car turns 25 years old coming January 1st. Oh, one thing too. So today it is early December 2024. We are coming up on 2025, just for some timeline clarification here. So January 1st, this turns 25. My plan was to put an antique plate on this car. And why do I choose to put an antique plate on it? Well, we all know that if you register your vehicle as an antique, you no longer have to get a state inspection sticker. And are all of us antique vehicle owners running these rogue, uninspectable, unsafe cars? No. Most of us are not. The process of just getting the inspection sticker has become a complete and utter pain. And if you own multiple vehicles, you know that getting multiple vehicles inspected is just a nightmare. So to have the antique window available just makes life so much easier. However, when I started getting my paperwork together to switch the registration over to an antique, I realized that there was going to be a major hurdle, and that is due to this little guy right here. This is legislative document number 2072, which will be effective January 1st, 2025. It is about 8 pages worth of acts to amend laws governing motor vehicles in the state of Maine. The big change that is happening here is it clarifies the definition of an antique auto, meaning an automobile or truck that is more than 35 years old, or less than 25 years old, but was registered as a state and an antique vehicle prior to January 2025. This is also going to apply to antique motorcycles. So in short, they have changed the law from 25 years old to 35 years old. Why did this happen? Well, rather than make assumptions or make guesses, I reached out to the co-sponsor of this legislative document and asked him myself. His response was they had seen a huge spike in antique registrations in the last several years. Most of those cars that were being registered as antiques were late 90s model cars, Honda Civics, cars that they really didn't consider to be antiques, if you will. Was that causing any harm? Was it causing any damage? I don't know. I can't say. I'm not a Maine lawmaker. I don't deal with this stuff. I'm just a guy with a phone who knows how to use Google. Who is this going to affect? Well, obviously, someone like myself who had a car that qualified is not going to be able to do so anymore. This car, I'm going to have to wait until another 10 years to be able to register that car as an antique. But who I really think this is going to affect the most is like the JDM hobbyists. People who are importing or trying to import some sort of rare, exotic Japanese car and using the antique method to register it. It's probably going to be a logistical nightmare to get a inspection station to inspect a rare Japanese car, something like a right-hand drive Mark II Supra or a right-hand drive Honda Civic or any other rare Japanese car model that's normally not available in the United States. So also, you're seeing a lot of guys with classic trucks such as Ford OBS trucks, guys with, Dodge pickup trucks, Dodge Cummins. A lot of guys are using that avenue, the Antiques Plate Avenue, to register those trucks. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do so anymore. You're going to have to register it via traditional methods. So the reason I'm putting this information out there is it just was not broadcasted anywhere. I literally went to go download the form. There's an affidavit form that you would fill out, and I all of a sudden noticed that they had changed the year range that qualifies an antique vehicle. So anyways, I've stated what I know about it. It's unfortunate. And again, I'm not trying to spread hate and discontent, but it's too bad. So hopefully, one thing to note, this will be grandfathered. So if you have a vehicle that is registered as an antique currently, you are going to be able to keep that. So if you were on the fence about selling it, I wouldn't recommend getting rid of it. Also, you do have until January 2025 to register an antique vehicle. So if your vehicle currently qualifies, if it's more than 25 years old, you can register it as an antique right now, the month of December. You got the rest of the month of December to act and get that done. That's very important. So anyways, that about sums it up, everyone. Just spreading the knowledge. Enjoy.